Earth to go world. Earth to go world. Dr. Phil is back. Could anybody hear me? I bet there's a bazillion comments. I'm just going to skip ahead to see if anybody can hear me, and then I will say hello to everybody. Oh, yes, please, everybody. Make sure to have your live chat settings on so you can be sure to see everybody in the chat. Oh, Mouse Toast says they hear me. Okay, looks loud and clear. Okay, then. Well, I guess we're about to get started. Give me just 1 second here to get my my little sip of coffee tonight. It's too cold for seltzer. For the first time ever, I am not drinking my seltzer. I'm having a coffee. Ugh. But yeah, there's so much going on. I'm gonna share you folks a little bit where I've been, and also gonna try to start catching back up on some of this Gorlworld stuff, right? Hopefully that'll be fun. Hopefully that'll be fun. But let me start by welcoming everybody in, because we've got a fantastic turnout already. And I know a lot of you I've been keeping in touch on the community page and a few of you on Instagram and things like that. So a lot of you kind of have a pretty good idea what's been going on. But let me say hi to everybody. Welcome you all in. Nutty, good to see ya. Daydoc, good to have you back. Hope your family is well and on the mend. Nutty, also he Jabba the Hutt. You know, he Jabba the Hutt. YouTube will censor that. You're not allowed to write that in the comments. That will automatically get censored. So if anybody goes in the comments, is like, oh, I thought that was so funny. I love that name. You're going to get deleted automatically. What a wonderful platform we've got. Glad to, you know, my first thing back, I'm already saying something negative. Welcome in, Sabin Nation. Good to see you. Alizu, what up, Gutter Slags? Got the mod squad already in here, listening while making a curry. Enjoy that curry. Mouse Toes, welcome in. Nirvana, good to see you again. Oh, you have been missed. Wishing you and your family well. Thank you so much, Nirvana. And also, I know not everybody's here yet, but I want to also say thank you for all the prayers and the well wishes. I know not everybody's religious, but even you know, just all of the kind words and positive thinking and all of that, and obviously the prayer as well. I believe it. I believe it made a difference. If nothing else, at least it made me feel better, right? Yes, good to see everybody. Fiona's mom, good to see you. Hopefully you're feeling okay. I know I'm not the only one who's been going through a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people in chat. In fact, if anybody in chat wants to throw some hearts up in there, I know a lot of our usual chatters, you know, are going through all kinds of things. I don't want to. If they want to share, it's up to them. But if anybody want to share what you're going through, hopefully we can get some hearts in the chat to support everybody. I'll take some as well. Certainly, my family members could use the support. Fallen Angel, good to be back. Good to see you. I'm taking my time to welcome everybody in tonight. My apologies to anybody watching the replay. Welcome in, Wooly. Oh, I like your new avatar there, the little bird. Very cute. Let's make sure. Mushy, good to see you. Where have I been, right? Where have I been? I've been playing hooky. Parker L, good to see you. Hopefully you're having a good night. Stay warm out there wherever you are. Welcome back, Doctor. Welcome back, Jamie. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're feeling well. Hopefully everything, you know, is going well for you. Not much of a chatter, but hey, Barker, lurkers are very much appreciated. In fact, let me give a shout out to everybody who's not typed something in the chat. All of you lurkers, all of you folks watching the replay, you are all very much appreciated. There's never any obligation to chat. There's never any obligation to donate. There's never any obligation to do anything except, you know, not curse people out at random. If you really hate somebody, I guess it's okay to curse them out. Let's see who else is in here. Detective Coaches, welcome back, Dr. Phil. Welcome back, Detective. Good to see you. All right, looks like we got most of you welcomed in. Let me just scroll through, make sure I got everybody. Jarella, good to see you. Welcome in. Yes, everyone, please hit that like button if you like hearing me drone on and on and on as I welcome in the chat endlessly. Welcome in, Grateful Life. Oh, I think we're almost done here, though. Just a couple more folks. Let's see, Purple Lilacs, welcome in. And my apologies if I miss anybody. Just A lot of chat here trying to get through. Yeah, the sound does sound good tonight. I'm really pleased with that. Welcome in, Kibalena. Good to see you. It's very nice. It's a very nice pic you got there now. Oh, you're down 50 pounds, Jamie. Congratulations. I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to, pry, but that's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear you've had so much success. I hope it continues, and I hope you continue to feel well. Fantastic. Susie Q, welcome in, Susie. Good to see you again. Okay, let's see who else is here. Yeah, YouTube has no sense of humor. Blondie, welcome in. Welcome in, Blondie. Jeez, I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody. Now I'm trying to skip through a little faster. I hopefully get everybody. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, Olga K, welcome in, Olga. All right, I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, just say hi and try to tag me. Hopefully I'll see it. I don't always see it. Sometimes I just get a little caught up. So first off, before we get into the show itself, let me give you folks a little bit of just kind of what's been going on with me. I'm going to give a very short version. Not gonna waste too much time because most of you are already aware. Well, anyway, a family member of mine. I've already said who it was. My mother. I'm an only child. Also, I should mention that. That's part of why we're kind of close. And she has not been so well for a while. And to be more efficient, because she kind of needed an aide. She wasn't really able to take care of herself. She was living on her own for a while. The conditions. When I kind of figured out what was going on, I was not happy with what was going on. I said, let me take over. I want to make sure my mother is being appropriately taken care of in her old age. So that was what's been going on for the last few years, and we've been staying together. But she hadn't been taking good care of her health. I don't want to get into a lot of details. But long story short, I found her basically in very bad shape. She had stopped breathing. When I found her, she was basically incoherent. In her bedroom, incoherent. I called the ambulance. She stopped breathing, got her breathing again. The ambulance got here. She had a seizure. By the time they got, also let me give a trigger warning. Also, trigger warnings. Anybody who gets triggered by this kind of stuff, I probably should have already said that, but quick trigger warning. But anyway, yes. So she was. They got her to the hospital. She continued to get worse. They had to sedate her. They put her into a coma for a few weeks, medically induced. She was on a breathing machine, a feeding tube. Every week it was looking worse and worse and worse. They were like, this lady's probably not going to make it. You need to make plans. And I was like, all right, well, this is, looking really grim. And they said, hey, do you want to give, we have one chance that we can maybe save her. We got to put a tube in her neck so she can breathe because she's had this breathing tube for so long. It's, we can't leave it in there any longer. It's very, very slim chance of recovery. It's a question if you even want to do it or not. There was some debate with some people whether we should even bother. Some people said, it wasn't even worth the time. I said, you know what? Let's take the chance, right? Worst case scenario, she's going to go anyway, right? So then she began to make a remarkable recovery. She began having like this miraculous recovery, like out of nowhere. And it was very difficult. It was very difficult, but basically now she's pretty much mentally, she's almost back to normal. Physically, she's in a physical therapy facility now. She just needs to do physical therapy, and she's probably going to be coming home in about a month. Like in 6 weeks' time, she went from basically being dead to coming home now. So yeah, she's not coming home yet. It's not. I shouldn't get overconfident, but yes, I say my prayers. Thank God. I don't get preachy on this channel, but I am going to say it one time to say thank God. I prayed to God, and I really do believe. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'm very grateful. So yes, it really is just a miraculous recovery. Because at her age, even the doctors and everybody said, it's not that the recovery is so impossible. It's that at her age, it's just extremely uncommon to see somebody her age recover so well. So that's just, yeah. And I think the most important thing is that I think she's taking this seriously because she's been to the hospital so many times and she always just blew it off like it's no big deal. It's no big deal. She can't blow it off this time. She needs to acknowledge that. Because part of the problem was she wasn't taking her blood pressure medication. That's a big part of what gave her the seizure. Her blood pressure she was basically a walking heart attack. So, all right, enough about me. Enough about me, enough of my personal life. But yeah, I know everybody in the chat. I know a lot of you are probably going through just as much, if not more. So I don't mean to, trauma dump and do all that. But that's where I've been the last 6 weeks. I've basically been with her almost every day in the hospital, the recovery room. Because when she first came out of the coma, she couldn't speak, she couldn't feed herself, she couldn't breathe, she couldn't do anything. So I had to be there, to help her out. And now she's at the point where she's bedbound, but she's about as independent as anybody who's bedbound could be. She's in a facility. They take very good care of her right now. I go to visit her pretty regularly. And yeah, like I said, it shouldn't be too much longer until she gets home. It's just a matter of whether she's willing to put in the work in the physical therapy, get herself, strong enough to get home soon. So yeah, that's what I've been doing the last 6 weeks. There were a few Wednesdays where I was home, but I was just so stressed out and so tired out and just dealing with some family who's been extremely difficult for no good reason. But yeah, that's my situation. Okay, so now let me get back to the girl world. Let's get back to the fun stuff. That didn't take long. It only took about 10 minutes. All right, and now we can get back to the show. And my apologies. I'm just going to skip ahead on the chat. I see that there's a ton of well wishes in here, but we're going to be here all night long if I just go through thanking everybody individually. So I just want to thank the entire chat. I want to say, if anybody has anything specific you'd like to say, just type it again. If I missed anybody, my apologies. I see some of you just came in. Oh, Tanky, good to see you. Tucker and Friends, good to see you. Cinnamon Girl 1978, good to see you. Sunshine Country Chickens, good to see you. Oh, I'm going to be very okay. I'm going to be excellent. Things could not be better. Things really worked out really well for me. I am just so happy. Mom's, basically, they don't know exactly what was wrong, but she's made like as much of a recovery as anybody could hope to, and she's probably going to be coming home and doing really well. Like I visit her, she's doing really good. Yeah, everything's just, it's better than I'd even hoped. I'll just say it like that. My best expectations are already been. She's just doing so much better than anybody expected. She's much tougher than anybody gave her credit for. But anyway, yes, and welcome in Mushy. I already welcomed you in Mushy. But yeah, I think I got mostly everybody welcomed in. If I missed anybody, my apologies. Necesita, welcome in. Prayers, thank you for the prayers. Yeah, it really is great news. It really is great news. Welcome in, Nancy. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Welcome in. Yeah, exactly, Fallen Angel. It was pretty extreme. So, normally I barely ever miss a week, but that was that had me going there for a while. And also I had to tell her, hey mom, you got to do better. You got to take your medication. You got to start being more responsible. And she, it finally sank in where she's like, I got to stop, being so irresponsible. So there we go. So really good news for me. Welcome in everybody. And but I've missed so much. And I figured the best way to get back, the best way to get started is to just try to catch up a little bit on Foodie. Because there's just so much material that I need to catch up on. So I think I'm going to catch up on a little bit of classic Foodie to start with. Her trip from Kuwait to Montreal. I think that is always a fun one to cover her travel vlogs. I always think those are fun. And then we'll cover some of her grocery lists. Oh, and also the time when she went on Lolcow Live. It's been so long. I don't know if anybody even remembers that anymore. But when she went on there and showed her business to everybody. Okay, but yeah, I want to cover her plane trip. I know it's old, but I think it's funny. And I have not been keeping up with Gorlworld as much as I should have been. The Gorlworld stuff that I have been keeping up with, just a little bit. I'm going to be keeping up with it more regularly though now. And also I should mention, my mom is a big fan of this show. So mom, if you're watching, you're probably going to be watching the replay. I love you very much. And anybody in the chat, you want to say hi to mama, to Doctor's mom, just say hi, because she will see you on the replay. Yeah, I'll tell you, Fallen Angel, that's the toughest part. Mom didn't want to accept any help. Mom was 75 years old, and she was not able to fully do everything she needed to, and she just would not accept she would not accept the help she needed. And now, at least for the moment, she seems, willing to accept some help. I mean, I think 'cause she can't deny it. You know, she's in a hospital bed and all that. See that, Mom? See that, Mom? Everybody here? I told you all these people were wishing well for you. Yeah, she loves to watch this show. She loves to watch Chantal and all that stuff. So, hey, well, you know what, Tucker and friends? I I could do both at the same time because Mom absolutely loves watching this show. She absolutely loves watching the Gorlworld stuff. So I can actually kill two birds with one stone, not to be morbid. Or I could save two birds with one bandage. Let's say it like that. Let's be nice. I could save two birds with one thing of seed. Welcome in, Denise. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I did need to. I have to take a little bit of time for myself as well because I've been running myself ragged with all this stuff. But let's watch a little bit of Foodie, right? Let's watch some Foodie. Let's have some fun. Let's watch somebody who, despite all these problems, Mom, if you're watching this right now, do you realize that for the first time in a long time, that your mind is more together than Foodie's? It's been what, 6 weeks? You can finally say that. And anybody else watching this, I hope you could say that. So yes, this is her travel vlog. I'm sure you've all seen it by now, but I'm catching up. I'm just kind of doing a best of what I missed over the last 6 weeks. And after the show, I'll be open to taking suggestions for future episodes because now that I'm going to be home a little bit more, I'm going to be helping Mom more. I'm going to have more time to stream as well, at least hopefully.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hi there, Beezers. One a personal have to do is bye.
All right, all
Oh, and let me know how the volume balance is from this point forward, please.
set to go to the airport. It is about 1 a.m. My flight's at 4:30. I like to be there a bit early. 3 hours ahead of time for international flights is what's recommended. So it takes about a half an hour to get there. So
mushy,
Hello
brutal
from
honesty.
the Kuwait International Airport.
It sounds like Chantal is just a little bit loud. Is that what everybody else is hearing? I think my balance is accurate. And anyway, I always like to say the Kuwait airport, in my opinion, is a really nice one. Every time we look at the video, I always like how clean it is. Oh, and also I'll mention the facilities that my mother's been at. I've been so happy with them. I really have been. You hear all these horror stories about old folks' homes and about hospitals and all that stuff, and it's been the complete opposite. I mean, not everything's been perfect, but overall, like the average nurse and CNA, and they're very helpful. They're very compassionate. They put the patient's safety first. They do a good job. They treat everybody equally, even when some people are being difficult. Talking to you, Mom.
So I am a bit early for check-in, so I decided to go to Caribou Coffee here just ahead to have a drink before going.
I love how Chantal is so such an activist for her causes that she can't even be, that she usually goes to Starbucks, but this one time she's going to go to Caribou because she can't find Starbucks to get her milkshake drink, probably the 400 calorie sugar laced coffee. Hey, by the way, does anybody else here? I'm having a coffee. Denny, how do you folks like your coffee? Let me ask that. If there's any coffee drinkers in the chat, I'm pretty simple. I'm happy with black coffee, but I do like it with milk as well. I like a latte, just with usually 2% milk and just some black coffee. I don't like to add sugar. I like to keep it relatively healthy. But that's how I like to take my coffee.
Going into security, so I had a hazelnut latte. It was not too bad. So yeah,
yes,
enjoy the
I
view
believe that.
here of the airport.
Speed her up
while I have my drink, and then I'm gonna go head into.
I speed up the mukbangs because the mukbangs are just her sitting there. But whenever there's actual video, there's stuff to see, I like to be able to see all that. But when she's just sitting there doing a mukbang, I actually will speed her up a lot of times.
You check-in. Here is check-in. As you can see, it was very busy, and I had to wait in line standing for 1 hour and 10 minutes.
It's okay.
After security, I headed to gate 22, where I had to wait a little bit for my flight out of
Espresso.
Kuwait. I
Black
will miss
coffee.
you, Kuwait. See you.
Not a coffee fan. Kuwait. Chantal says she misses Kuwait. What does she miss about Kuwait? Like having Salah bring her food? Like seriously, like I'm kind of out of the groove. I'm out of the loop. But last I remember, all Chantal has in Kuwait is Salah, Julia, and Howie. And now she doesn't even have Howie. So like, what does she even miss there? Not a coffee drinker, Nirvana. Half a nap or some heavy cream in the whipped cup. Oh, absolutely. I visit regularly. I still, yeah, I still make sure to check in on her and all that. I still visit her regularly, but I have had a positive experience though, thankfully. Okay, now this part here, I have a feeling Chantal sucked her gut in to do this little picture here, because I just cannot imagine that her gut does not touch the seat in front of her when she's letting it sit out relaxed when she's not holding it in. And I love how she calls it seatbelt extender B's. Like it's like, at least that's on brand. I'll give her credit for that. Ooh, that sounds good. Ooh, that's something I gotta check about. You think she's used to the smell? Just a croissant snack time instead. I like croissants, but I don't really eat them too much because they're so fattening and not very filling. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite treats is to make a sandwich, like a ham sandwich with a slice of cheese on a croissant, or even with no cheese, because the croissants already got some pretty soft. So I just put like a few slices of ham on there. That's so good. Ham on a croissant.
So airplane bathrooms are a fear of many, as they are so small.
I agree, Nirvana. Look at Foodie's eating. Has anybody else noticed her eating patterns? I haven't really watched the mukbangs, but I've seen how many she's done. Like every one of them is fast food and large portions of very unhealthy fast food. And she even did that. I don't know if it was supposed to be a joke or if it was supposed to be like an insult or a troll or what, when she said she was going to quit eating fast food for a year. That was the most absurd. I think it was just total BS. Bull crap.
Especially for plus size. But this bathroom was actually pretty spacious and yeah, wasn't.
All right, Foodies say the bathroom was pretty spacious and all this stuff. Maybe it was, but if airplane bathrooms, in my experience, are usually pretty cramped. But once you're at the size where you're not able to use the bathroom and all that, that's where you got to start thinking about maybe not ordering the extra croissant.
Too bad.
Oh, what did we miss there? So she did the transport. She didn't really show us anything during the transfer. I bet all she did in the transfer was eat, and because she wanted to eat all kinds of junk food that wasn't halal, she didn't even put it on camera.
So
chicken salad croissant.
I got 2 seats this time, and I have to say,
Agreed.
It was the best thing ever. As usual, having an extra seat. Oh my gosh, my makeup is everywhere.
Okay, so let's parse that right there. I know you folks have probably already seen this, but this is my first time watching this. Well, to be fair, I did watch this once when it was new, but this is my first time like really sitting down and watching this in depth. She's saying this is the first time that she finally got 2 seats. But then she says something about how it's always a pleasure to have 2 seats. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Let's listen to her wording carefully again.
I got 2 seats this time, and I have to say it was the best thing ever. as usual, having an extra seat. Oh my gosh, my makeup.
Okay, so I got 2 seats for the first time ever. It was, for the first time, it was the best thing as usual. Huh? How does that make sense? Let's listen to that one more time.
I got 2 seats this time, and I have to say it was the best thing ever. As usual, having an extra seat. Oh my gosh, my makeup is everywhere.
So it's the first time I ever did it, but it's the best thing as usual. Huh? How does that work? How does that, doesn't even make any sense? Like I don't think she misspoke. I think she just meant to lie and like only told half of her lie and didn't really tell it properly. But yes, buying, and she also acknowledged in one of her comments that when you buy 2 seats, you get 2 meals, which we always suspected.
Was just much more comfortable.
They made her buy 2 seats. I like that theory.
So for most overnight flights, international flights anyway, with Qatar, they give you this little overnight kit. Has a eye thing that you put over your eyes, eye mask, and some socks in case you get cold, some earplugs, which are nice, and a toothbrush and some toothpaste.
I wonder if Chantal tried to eat the earplugs, thought they were like some kind of gumdrops. And I was just thinking with the toothpaste, she probably uses it like hoof paste. She just brushes her feet with it before she puts the sock. She uses that to brush her feet before she puts the socks on.
The movie I decided to watch on this flight was Trap. I've been wanting to see it.
My Penguin Friend, is that a real movie? Is that a real movie? My Penguin Friend?
And a toothbrush and some toothpaste.
Because that sounds like one of those troll movies that like they like kids make a preview for that doesn't actually exist. My Penguin Friend. That can't be a real movie.
The movie I decided to watch on this flight was Trap. I've been wanting to see it. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan.
I would have to say it wasn't the best, but it wasn't as bad as most people were making it out to be. So I actually enjoyed it, and it passed a good 2 hours, so yeah. So the first meal service, they called it lunch, came with a multi-grain bun, and it also came with a fruit.
Anybody else on Foodie always loves to point out when the bun is multi-grain? I love how she always says it's a multi-grain bun, it's multi-grain bread, it's whole grain bread. She says that like it matters. Like, oh, it's multi-grain bread. Oh, well, that's healthy bread. That's so much better than that single grain bread, right? That unhealthy 1-grain bread. This is multi-grain bread. Let's look at the actual meal.
So the first meal service, they called it lunch, came with a...
I love how this is the first meal service, but this is like the 3rd meal she's already eaten. She calls this the first meal service, but this is clearly the 3rd thing she's eaten at least. So it comes with a roll.
A multi-grain bun, and it also came with a fruit.
Lemon and herb chicken stew. Okay, sounds tasty.
Fruit cup of sorts.
Fruit cup, sounds good.
And some muesli and yogurt, which was not bad.
Some kind of a yogurt dessert, okay.
Not too bad. And of course, I have a Coke Zero. And for the main event, we have a creamy chicken.
It doesn't look good, but it probably tastes okay.
Stew with some wild rice and some red peppers and a bottle of water. And the food with Qatar Airways is always delicious, and this was no exception. It was good. And because it's the holidays, they give you a candy cane as well. At one point, we had a pretty bad bout of turbulence.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's
okay. If it's based off a real story, then I'll take it back. Because I was like, what kind of screenwriter comes up with a story like that? But all right, if it's based on a real story, it's a little better.
Scared the lights out of me. Yeah.
No. Well, because you know what, Elise, you know who my penguin friend is? Foodie. That's my penguin friend. We should make that video picture, but have Salah standing next to Foodie and call it my penguin friend.
The lights out of me.
I married a penguin?
Yeah. At some point, I fell back asleep, but was awakened by the sound of snack service, which always wakes me up. And this time they gave us.
I love how she says they woke her up for snack service. Yeah, because you know that how on a plane, how noisy they try to be when they see everybody sleeping at night. You know how they are. When they see everybody sleeping, they're like, hey, snack service, snack service. They ring a big loud bell. Snack time, anybody sleeping? Hey, are you asleep? If you're sleeping, hey, we got snacks. Foodie, you can smell it from a mile away. That's what it was. It's like when somebody. It's like when the dog hears the can opener.
Some kind of puff pastry. It was.
Yeah, some kind of puff pastry. A hot puff pastry cart rolled by. Oh yeah, it disturbed my sleep.
It's like a puff pastry kind of sandwich with some kind of spicy chicken. It was actually like really good, not gonna lie.
You know what? She's entitled to two, but I'll bet you anything that she waited until after everybody got served to see if there were any left on the cart, and she's like, hey, is there any extras?
The next.
All she does is eat. How many times do they serve you on this one? How many meals do they serve on this one flight? Because Foodie has had at least 5 different things served to her at this point.
The meal they gave us was.
What'd she say?
The next meal they gave us was. This was the last meal, actually.
This was the last meal. The last meal. What, number 6?
Was some kind of chili beef con carne with Mexican rice and a multi-grain bun.
Of course, multi-grain. She's always got to tell us when it's multi-grain. It's never single grain.
Sorry. And this dessert was a cheesecake of sorts. It was really good. Cheesecake parfait. And then this weird salad. I don't know what the orange stuff was, but I didn't like it at all. And of course, I had a Coke Zero.
That was the first thing on this plane that Foodie didn't like, which is interesting.
And the whole meal was actually delicious. It was my favorite on this flight. Well done, Qatar.
Oh, and I will say, when I was at the different hospitals, the food quality varied, but it was actually really good for the most part. The one she's at now probably is like out of all of them, it's the one that I think is probably the least good. But Mom's weird that way. Like she's you never know what she's gonna like.
Time to land. So I freshened up in the washroom. Here I am stretching and all freshened up, ready.
She freshened up in the washroom. Means she dunked her face in the toilet and put her butt in the sink.
To land.
There's the Canadian snow farms. That's all the snow that we get in America. That's where they grow it. Is this going to be pictures from the plane? Because I'm fast forwarding. This place is pretty crowded. Let's see if we notice anything looking at all the people here. They have all these, looks like self-check-in kiosks. That looks really... I'll tell you, the Kuwait airport looks much nicer than the Montreal airport.
So I'm just waiting. My mom, my sister, and my aunt to pick me up. They don't usually do it because I just take the bus to get my car. But they're here. I can't wait to see them.
Oh, that's right. It was Christmas time. You know what? I totally missed the holidays because of everything that happened. But yeah, this did happen right over Christmas time.
It's freezing. Oh my God.
All right, guys, we are leaving the airport, headed home. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching this journey.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned.
That's basically it for that one. All right, so let's put on the bumper. We're going to watch some other videos. We're going to do a little more foodie as well. Then we're going to check out some glitter and lasers that I also have. So let me put on the bumper real quick. And let's put on the other video. Hold on, folks. So yeah, Foodie's travel vlog was yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's use an edit here I got from Kelly. No, excuse me, it's from No, I Don't Think So. All right, let me find who put it up here. Here we go. It's from No, I Don't Think So. This is the one where she's on Lolcow Live. This is the one I never covered. Let me put up a link to this because I got this from
also, Foodie Beauty has been in
channel.
Our chat, our video chats, like on the YouTube videos. She loves this show. She's a legitimate cow.
I love Foodie Beauty. I love her.
And you're an asshole. And you're an asshole. Foodie Beauty's trash.
Can't argue with Tina on that one.
Okay, so I got this from the channel No, I Don't Think So. That's a clip channel that puts together edits. I use them a lot. I really think they're great. I put their link in the chat. That's where I got this edit from. And for anybody unaware, this is all catching up stuff that happened over the last, while I was taking my little break. The Foodie went on this podcast here because they were discussing her. I guess they were criticizing her. So she went on to quote unquote defend herself. And this is what happened. Let's see what happened.
Foodie has been trying to get the attention of this show for so long. I'm glad there's someone up there who's at least a little familiar with her lore to confront Foodie as soon as the lying begins.
Well, I'm just saying as a viewer, I've been watching her for years. I don't like
cat. She
Googled her.
Don't like when I say I love her, I mean as an entertainer. The cat, no, I'm a cat person. That's bullshit. Absolutely.
How can anyone sane say they have watched Foodie for years and that they love her?
That's what I'm here
love
for.
To bring up BBJ and write.
Oh, and by the way, folks, I have not actually watched this one yet. So this is a fresh reaction you're getting to this one.
So, but that's far from the only disgusting
I mean, I've watched a couple clips from this, but I have not watched like this actual edit.
Foodie has done. So in my opinion, if you sit there saying you love her after witnessing all the despicable things she has done, that makes me think you must be just like her yourself. Sorry, not sorry.
Who is this? I'm looking. What's the cat thing? I just looked at her. By the way, I threw up my mouth a little bit.
fucking disgusting, and she's vulgar, and she's nasty, and she likes to show her snatch everywhere.
Are you talking about the big butch
Yes.
woman with the blonde hair?
Yeah, now she's married to a Muslim or something.
She's a Muslim now.
Yeah, she's a Muslim now.
Right, page 5 wings. Meet page 55 Foodie. If you know, you know.
Put Foodie Beauty.
Oh man, this chick is a lolcow for real.
She's like out, but I hate her. Yeah, I don't like the treatment of cats, so I've stopped watching her too for that reason. But as far as entertainment, yeah.
Yo, let's get Foodie Booty.
Man,
Beauty Booty. That's what he called her.
Yeah, only if she agrees to start taking care of her cats. I'm looking at a Reddit summary of the cat thing. It ain't great.
She watches the show. She's on every comment section. I always respond to her in the comments on my phone.
When does she actually come on? All right, here she is. I was just about to say, let's just fast forward to Foodie's appearance. And she comes on right now.
Yo, Foodie Beauty, join.
Is it you shot with a tranquilizer gun? What's going on with Tina?
I despise Foodie Beauty. All of us have fought with her over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only
Foodie Beezer right here. Okay, so bottom center is Foodie Beezer. She is signed into the show, and she is going to argue with these people on the panel. Let's hear what she has to say.
Fuck that. I'm out.
Can
y'all hear me? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, could you
just crazy.
Foodie Beauty,
ugly as
wait 1 minute, Tina. Could you put your camera on real quick?
You're not calling me ugly. No way. What the fuck did I do to you?
Welcome in.
Foodie, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No, you're
not doing
rumors about
Not
me
a problem.
tonight.
Glad to have
hear
you.
no rumors. I watch your
Thank you for coming in, THC.
I'm not
Okay,
blind.
so you should know.
Turn your
Listen,
fucking
Tina.
camera on and show these motherfuckers what you look like. You fat mashed potato looking. Look at her. Oh yeah, hurrah, hurrah, kumbaya. Another Canadian cock. Yeah.
This lady's got a mouth on her, but at least she's letting it out on somebody, you know, kind of deserves it sometimes.
Get the f out of here. I'd rather keep Grace and this one down here than that ugly.
I agree. We agree. Listen, okay? Yes, I have pink eye or something.
You need a weed eater. You need a weed eater. I got a picture of your pussy, bitch. Get it.
Wait,
you need a weed eater.
Wait, time out, Tina. Tina, stop for a minute. Foodie Beauty, is your box really on the internet?
Are they both really short?
Open Pandora's box, Keem. I yearn for the days when I didn't even know what a peep was.
Hello, MDG Kitty.
Listen, okay,
Welcome
I
in.
found God recently. This is my cat. Does she look good to you?
That's not the same cat. You want to talk about?
I love how she brings on, this is my cat. Does she look abused to you? Well, if you brought her on 2 weeks ago, when you wouldn't have come on 2 weeks ago before this, Foodie, because 2 weeks prior to this video, she was meowing nonstop, and Salah was pressing her, what did he call it? Playing with her quote unquote pressure point to get her to stop meowing because she was in heat. And you never got her spayed. So you kept pressing her pressure point to get her to stop meowing. At least that's what you said you were doing. So she actually does look kind of abused if you use that criteria.
About the fan that tricked you into giving her the cat and had to bring it to the vet.
Slimer.
You tell him, Tina. How about you show Julia's wound after letting the cat lick open the stitches?
No,
That too. That
I
too.
went to Kuwait. The cat is old. Her nails grew into her pads because I was gone for 2 months. I didn't know that would happen. When I came back, I offered to get her nails cut, and now people are like,
they grew into her nails because I was gone for 2 months and I didn't know that would happen. How could you own a cat for, 20 years and not know that their nails grow?
you're an animal. Okay, that was like 3 years ago.
She says that like this wasn't documented by a vet. If they wanted to do this show right, they would have surprised her with FFG. I
actually disagreed with I usually agree with no, I don't think so, but I disagree with there. Because if they brought on FFG, it would have been funny, but Foodie would have left. I don't think she would have stayed on as long. So I don't think it would have been. I mean, I think it would have been good to bring her on, but bring her on at the end rather than bringing her on at the beginning.
Would have paid to watch that.
Cat's nails don't grow that fast in 2 months.
Yes, when they're elderly, they do. Look it up.
I have an elderly cat.
100%.
In here, you don't even fucking let your box breathe. You don't even shave that mother. I'm not working.
Say, why don't you shave that?
That ugly.
That's my queen.
On this show.
I have no hair on my head. I have no hair on anywhere. Okay.
Foodie's gonna say, you know what, Foodie? I know that like for a lot of guys, the balder you are in your head, the more hair you get on your back. So Foodie, if it works that way for women, the balder you get on the head, I don't want to know where you get more hair after that.
I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Okay, wait. Time out. Wait. 1 minute, Tina. Tina's making allegations that you have a jungle down below. What is that in reference to?
So back in the day, I was addicted to cocaine, and I had a loser.
I was addicted to cocaine, so I got really so I let the hair in my private parts grow really long because I was on cocaine. What? I love how she starts off with that. So Foodie, what's going on with you? Is it true you don't shave down there? Well, I was addicted to cocaine. Huh?
That's a
reference to of a jungle down below. What is that in reference to?
So I wanted to make a few extra bucks. Back in the day, I was addicted to cocaine, and I had a loser.
I wanted to make some extra money, and I was what? Where is this story going?
That's a abusive boyfriend who I had to pay rent for. He was a loser, and I needed extra cash, so I did an OnlyFans, and everyone was doing one, and I showed my snatch once or twice.
Welcome to the.
Everybody else was doing an OnlyFans, so I decided why not do one too? It's like everybody else opened a pizzeria, so why not do it too? That is the worst logic I ever heard. Because everybody else is selling something, you're gonna sell the same thing, but lower quality. I mean, just being straight up, like, because OnlyFans is what? Amateur porn, basically, right? how is Foodie's amateur porn gonna be anything better than like the lowest of the worst, like low tier crap? Like even people who buy porn still, you know, they have standards. There's like better quality porn. Like why would they buy Foodie's porn?
Why did you say the
Except like as a troll, you know, like to troll her one time maybe or something.
What the hairy snack? Let's see yours.
Listen,
I love how Chantal's like, what's wrong with that? Let's see yours. It's like, well, first of all, what's wrong with I'm not going to start arguing about whether you should shave. I mean, that's a personal decision. But I've not seen these pictures, and from what I'm hearing, it sounds very unkempt and unhygienic. And I don't even want to see it. So please do not link those pictures. Mods, don't let anybody link those pictures. And that goes for you, mods. Don't link them yourself and then act like you didn't.
mother. I'm already on the show. You're trying to try out for the show.
I'm sorry, Mushy.
Wait, didn't this allegation start off with you accusing her box of being hairy, and then she brought her cat on, and she's like, "It's not being abused."
Team, I have a ton of haters who want to ruin me. Okay, they want to do anything they can to ruin me.
She had to pay those bills, right?
Help me. Okay?
Don't you get back?
She couldn't pay those bills and buy razors. It was one or the other. Either it was gonna, you know, the porn was just making enough, and if she bought razors, that was gonna be like basically all the money she made. So, you know, it just wasn't an option.
At those haters though, didn't you like dox them, one or two of them?
Yeah, she sure did.
I didn't dox anybody.
Oh, Tina.
I love that she says, I wouldn't dox anybody. She is so obviously lying when she says that.
The only one on the Who Knows.
Let's go back and what to see a lying face? Watch Foodie here when she says she's never doxed anybody. That's what a lying face looks like.
Don't you get back at those haters though? Didn't you like dox them, one or two of them?
Yeah, she sure did.
I didn't dox anybody.
That's a lying face.
Tina isn't the only one on the Who Knows. Doxing is one of Foodie's favorite weapons of choice. FFG perfectly imperfect, Dee Dee's mother. The internet lives forever, Gorl.
Oh yes you
I
did.
don't.
Yes you did, honey. Yes you did. It's already known, honey.
Yeah, I saw it too. You definitely.
Somebody just texted me the picture. Okay.
You gotta hear it.
Send it to me. I want to see.
I will. I'll send it to you.
Look at Foodie smiling from ear to ear because Keemstar wants to see her nudes. Tell me, Foodie, what does Salah think of all of this? His pious Muslim wife sending nudes to...
And of course, this is the stream where I spent 15 minutes describing every detail of my personal life with with my family. I'm just making. I know you didn't mean that, Nirvana. I just think it's a funny coincidence. And yes, but let me show this right here is probably one of my favorite parts. So let me go back a little bit, where Keemstar says he wants to see the picture in question, the picture of Foodie's privates.
It's already known, honey.
Yeah. I saw it too. You definitely.
Somebody just texted me the picture. Okay.
You gotta hear it.
Oh God!
Send it to
You
me.
got a hairy.
I will. I'll send it to you.
Look at Foodie smiling from ear to ear because Keemstar wants to see
What?
her nudes. Tell me, Foodie.
Hold on, Susie Q. Is that is wild. So it wasn't just at her OnlyFans. She publicly posted it. She publicly posted her own privates. If that's true, that is crazy.
Does Salah think of all of this? His
Oh, those
Muslim
private
wife sending
things.
nudes to
Okay.
several men on show. Does he even know you're on the show?
Listen,
Oh my
3 years ago, I found God. I'm a reformed person now.
She found God. Was he behind all the snacks? Because that's the only place you've been looking.
Time out, Foodie Beauty. Do I have permission to look at your box? Because Mike is going to send it to me.
What, Kitty? No.
Whatever, go for it.
I want permission.
Whatever, go for it. All right, Foodie. Now, I will say on one hand, it's a mature attitude to not get all upset if your private pictures have already been made public. You can't, the cat is out of the bag, figuratively, right? The cat has escaped the bag there, so you can't put it back in. So might as well be mature about it. But that doesn't mean you have to tell people to look. You could still say, well, it's out there. I can't stop you, but I would rather you didn't look. Now that I no longer make that kind of content, I would prefer you didn't look. Obviously, I can't stop you. That would have been, in my opinion, I think that would have been a much better way for her to handle that. And let's look behind Boogie here. He's got all these games. This is the guy who always claims how broke he is. He's got all these arcade machines behind him. I know those aren't cheap.
I'm being respectful.
It's on the internet. There's nothing I can do.
All right,
Trust me.
Exactly, Foodie. There's nothing you could do, but you could still say to people, I'd still rather you didn't look, but, you know, if you want to, you know, I can't stop you.
It was not matched up to the model he's marrying
And man, she's got a big old tattoo on her chest there.
anyway.
I'm not going anywhere near my.
I'm gonna pray before I go to bed.
Why did you do that to yourself? That's so.
Fell out the chair onto the floor.
Look, I agree. It was a bad decision. It was bad. Okay, I would.
She said it was a bad decision. She would never do it again. I don't believe that. I mean, well, I do believe it was a bad decision, but I absolutely believe Foodie would do it again. I think the only reason she stopped is because she doesn't think she's going to make any money. I think if Foodie really thought she could make more money by photographing herself from the waist down, she would, you know, get it. She would set up a tripod below the table.
Listen, I'm all about fucking spreading for bread, because you put some mousse on it.
Hey, Skinny Queen.
True.
Good to see ya.
I mean, what
Welcome in. We got a special guest in the chat tonight. Skinny Queen Reacts. Good to see you, Skinny Queen. We've had a lot of people asking about you. I mean, not tonight, but I mean in general. A lot of people have been asking about you. So it's good to see you. Hopefully you're doing okay. Anybody not aware, Skinny Queen Reacts. She's been taking a break, but she has an amazing channel. So definitely be sure to check her out. Let me take a break here to welcome anybody in if I missed anyone coming in here. Yes, Mouse Toes, I agree. Let me take a second here to catch up on the chat. She loves that. I think Foodie is an exhibitionist. I really do. I don't think she has any kind of shame, and I think she actually enjoys other people looking. I really do. I mean, and hey, you know, people are entitled to enjoy what they enjoy, but Foodie, you know, don't deny it. You enjoy that, Foodie. Yeah, welcome in, Skinny. She had it on her community page and deleted it. Wow. So welcome in again, MTG Kitty, if I didn't welcome you in earlier. And welcome in to any of the lurkers, anybody watching the replays. If I missed you, apologies. Just send another message. I'll try to welcome you in when I can. And anybody watching the replay, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Foodie really genuinely is an exhibitionist and enjoys people looking at her pics? Or do you think she's just embarrassed and, you know, doesn't know what to say? But I personally think that she's an exhibitionist. All right, let's let this roll.
So I got no hate for somebody that wants to. I got no hate for a woman that wants to use her body to make some money. That, you know, whatever. The life's hard as it is. Everybody has a different struggle. Everybody's going through something.
Sure.
That guy is such a loser. This Wings of Redemption guy.
But let's not pretend.
I've only learned a little bit about him. Everything I've learned about him, he sounds like a total loser.
Foodie did those things because she had no other choice. She wanted to fuel her snow habit.
Make your money while you have it. As long as you can sleep with yourself, whatever, right? To judge somebody based on that is being kind of petty.
Boogie, check your tags.
We don't know.
No.
Boogie. Boogie, you're forced.
Whatever, Boogie, pretending like he doesn't like the fact.
Boogie threw it away. That's probably the most. That's like the first time he had something in his hand. He didn't put it in his mouth. And I agree, Fallen Angel. Foodie, as much as I think she's an exhibitionist, I think you're right that she just loves the attention. She doesn't even care if it's good or bad. Welcome in, Badgers XL. Good to be back. Cheers from Canada or from California. But either way, welcome in. Glad to have you. Absolutely, Nirvana. Everybody in the chat, if anybody wants to throw out some hearts or whatever for anybody who's struggling. I know we got a lot of people in here, going through a lot. Blessings out to everybody. I always hope for the best for everybody. I agree, Mouse Toes. I think that Foodie was really feeling herself during that time. Yeah, they're both dorks. They're both really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know them well enough, but I don't like what I've seen.
That snatch. Give me a break.
I don't like fat bitch.
What?
Boogie might drop dead on the stream.
Whatever.
Boogie, look at the snatch now.
Conflict of interest.
I love how he's like ordering him to do it. He sounds like his dad telling him to eat his broccoli. He's like, look at the picture of Foodie's privates now. Come on, it won't kill you. Look at the picture. Do it.
Look it up or you're fired.
Boogie likes
This is
them
a
to look
3
16
years ago
years
one, okay?
old.
Are you really bald
different.
on your head?
I think that's the most exercise that guy's got in a month.
I'm not bald, but I have thinning on top, yeah.
Okay. I knew you were
I
thinning
shaved
on
my
top,
head.
but-
It looks like you at one point. Wait.
Chad is asking for a review. So the Foodie Beauty snatch review looks like two golden girls fighting for a world championship.
I still hadn't.
I love how Keemstar has been completely unable to say her name. He keeps calling her Foodie Beauty, Foodie Beauty, Foodie Booty, Booty Foodie. Like he just is unable to say her name no matter what. He keeps saying it differently every single time.
You're going to hell for looking at that.
I'm not sure what I was looking at, if I'm being totally honest. It looked like a wooded area. He had to find his way through the
Right?
woods. That's what he's trying to tell you.
I ain't got to
What's
get to that.
yours?
Oh, that's a good point, Nirvana. That's a good point. I think that Foodie was banking on, there's 9 people up here. She figured that, that's like what, 12% odds that one of them will say, it's not so bad. She probably figured one of the women would have a little pity on her and say, it's not, I've seen worse, right? Nobody even said that. Nobody even like tried to soften the blow. They were like, "Oh man, that looks nasty. Oh wow, that looks bad."
Oh, I've never had to spread for bread.
I know that.
I'll just take your money. Yeah.
I love me
Somebody
some
just sent me
Brantley.
a video of her in a bathtub on her period.
Oh
Ah!
God. Peeps.
Yes, she's nasty.
What?
I'm going off grid.
Who did that?
Somebody
Who
texted me.
did that?
Somebody texted me a video said it's you.
Yeah,
in
me
a
too.
bathtub.
No.
Deleting
I
my
haven't had a period, honey, in a long time. I had a hysterectomy. I was in the bathtub with
What
Peeps
is all
for
this?
an Easter special.
So you
And
She was in the bathtub with Peeps for an Easter special. No. And you know what? I was preachy at the beginning of the show, so I'm gonna stay on the theme, and I'm gonna say, how dare you disrespect Easter like that, Foodie? That's the day of the resurrection. You gotta show, how are you gonna, you're gonna kill somebody with that. No, they're not gonna come back to life either.
special. I went in the bathtub with Peeps.
God bless America. Can we go any lower, guys?
Tina, I got a question. Like,
If we went any lower, we might be touching the bottom of Foodie's fupa.
what is the number one thing you can put your finger on that you hate Foodie Beauty about?
Foodie Booty is nasty when she used to go live, weren't you, Foodie Booty? You like to trash other women, bring them
Yep.
down, and you used to f***ing dox
Anything I've
people.
ever said?
Yep.
No.
You doxed
No.
a woman.
Let me bring
That's what
receipts.
you did.
Well, it's certainly not from the waist down.
Show me proof then, Tina.
You tell her, Tina. You know you got food
Easter special. It was about as pleasurable as being nailed to a cross.
in a corner when she starts screeching. Where's the proof?
I'm gonna punch you. Shut up. You listen. You don't
Bring
know
it
what you
on.
do. You fat.
Bring it
nobody.
on.
That's what a
I only
and then the best part about this video, is how Foodie got up there and even said, "I am a reformed woman. I am a Muslim. I am a married woman. I respect myself now. I don't do that anymore." Oh yeah, take a look at my pics. Oh yeah, it starts cursing this other lady out. I'm not going to repeat the words, just out of respect to the audience. But yeah, she's full of nasty language.
I never defend myself against Gorlworld. They're bunches of pieces of shit. I only defend myself against
Gorlworld. They're pieces of S. Foodie. Now, to be fair, there are Gorlworld is such a huge community. Yeah, you're gonna find some unpleasant folks, but it's not fair to say they're all pieces of crap. There's a large chunk who are decent folks, and I could I'm gonna speak. I can't speak for everybody here, but I know that the people here, for the most part, or at least, they could say they're better than you, Foodie, at least, right?
degenerate.
You're jealous of them.
Jealous of what? Jealous of who in Gorlworld? They're all fucking uglier. 100%
Really?
uglier and fat. And they judge me behind an avatar, so they can all suck my big fupa balls. That's all they can do. And you know what? I've never done anything first to them that they haven't done to me. So
I've never done anything first to them they haven't done to me. I don't like to bring it up. I don't like to bring up, but I'll bring up specifics. I know that she attacked Skinny Queen. She attacked Sarah Jane long before. Sarah Jane never attacked Foodie. Sarah Jane was trying to protect her. Well, I shouldn't say trying to protect her, but was trying to speak out, on her behalf, trying to, talk on her behalf. And then she attacked Sarah Jane. That's Skinny Queen in the chat here. Same thing with another reactor. I know some people like her, some people dislike her, but regardless, it's just the fact that Foodie attacked FFG long before FFG ever attacked Foodie. So I don't know what the heck she's, her memory is completely off, or she's just lying.
Okay,
so you did dox him. So you did dox him.
No, I didn't. Who did I dox?
You did. You didn't dox Charlie? You didn't dox Charlie?
No.
You did.
Charlie, what did I dox?
Out there.
You didn't dox Charlie, and then also compared to like a gorilla?
Well, ideally, you can have both, but right?
They're out there, Foodie.
No. See how you twist it? No.
First of all,
somebody named Harambe. Listen. Somebody named her. Listen. Let me talk. Okay, let me defend myself.
At me sideways.
I actually can agree with you on that. Like, I like that they're giving Foodie a hard time and they're not just softballing her, but I mean, it has just kind of devolved into just a lot of shouting. It's a little hard to hear what's going on.
I'll show my hands all I want. I'm not afraid of you. Listen, okay? You might have a chest tattoo and think you're bad. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. So let me explain myself. Thank you. Shut up.
Yeah, Foodie's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. She really is. The way she's eating, the way Foodie eats, she gained like 100 pounds in like a year and a half. She's eating the exact same way, so she's going to gain another 100 pounds. It's just a matter of, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. It's a matter of physics or chemistry, maybe. It's a matter of thermodynamics. When you eat 5,000-6,000 calories a day, it has to go somewhere. Foodie cannot eat that much without gaining more weight.
Don't dox me, bro.
Okay, well, whenever you're done flapping your gums, let me know and I'll talk. Go for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. There's proof out there, and you're sitting here. I'm going to defend myself. How are you going to defend yourself with a solid?
I'm trying to explain it.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm trying to explain. There was an account. Okay, Charlie.
That is a good point. Yes, Teardrop is Foodie's current favorite. Foodie always has like a favorite mod, and that favorite mod never lasts more than like 6 months or a year or two, because every time she has the mod, as soon as that mod starts to, like be honest with her in any way and doesn't just kiss her ass blindly, she starts going off and attacks them and, decides and turns on them and decides that she hates them. So yeah, Teardrop is the newest one she's going to be turning on. Before it was Missy Moo. I'm sure there were plenty of others, so I don't remember by name.
Listen, Charlie Gold used to make a video after video fat shaming me, and she's like 400 pounds herself. So one day, an account, while everyone was ganging up on me, named Harambe, and it was a gorilla picture account, would make videos about her, but they were not racist. But the gorilla, I guess, as a microaggression, yes, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit much.
I'm not fucking racist. I know this is.
I personally find that about 4 people. I find that for panels, it depends on the people, but I find that about 4 to 5 people is around the maximum for a panel before it starts to just have. It becomes too many people going all at once. If everybody is like very disciplined, you can have a large group if everybody like kind of takes their turns. But if you just want to have everybody just kind of, giving their opinion, in my opinion.
You're going to think it's an excuse? I was almost married to a black man for 8 years. I love all races, okay?
Oh, here we go. I got that one black friend. I can't be racist. You're right.
You're right. Whenever I found out that
she is. She's getting it down.
Racist, I just stopped associating with her.
She probably is, actually.
She
probably is.
So, these are so long ago. What do you want?
I believe it's 3,500 calories, but I have to double check. But I do believe it's 3,500 per pound. But it's always worth double checking that.
Wait, what is the Harambe thing?
Charlie was a black creator, and Foodie here compared her to Harambe.
What? No, I didn't. What? Team, that's wrong.
Yes.
Ashley Lamborghini. Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I
did.
swear on God, I never.
Her drop.
I never did racist shit like that.
The same God, you dumb bitch.
Bro, that's as bad as me calling
Actually,
Oh, wow.
Islam and Christianity have the same God, you dumb bitch. They're the same.
Ooh, that's an interesting theory, Nutty. You think that because Foodie's eating has been out of control. I haven't even been able to keep up watching them, but like I just saw how many mukbangs she's been putting out, and every one of them is like just all massive piles of fried junk food.
They're all stupid, team. I'm telling you. Listen.
Wait, you really called a black? Wait. Time out.
No, I didn't.
You called a black?
Team, she also doxed that same creator. She also doxed that same creator.
Where's the docs? Show me, and I will.
It's 9 p.m. and I don't want, so I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit.
Of course, they're going to twist things.
So you're a Lolcow.
No, she's worse than a Lolcow.
I'm one of the originals.
No, you're not.
Unfortunately.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Okay,
You're worse.
I think Foodie's a Lolcow. I think I mean, I don't even really like that term personally. And it's not that not that I find it offensive or anything like that. I don't know. I just feel like I just like the term eccentric internet personality. I know it's not like a better word, but I just a personal thing. But if you are going to use the term Lolcow, I think Foodie absolutely qualifies.
Keem, she's in like the same group as Amberlynn Reed. It's Gorlworld.
Yeah. Foodie, I have a question because my chat is at
Nirvana, that if somebody's offering you that bet, take it because you will win a lot of money.
asking me this. Did you defend Cyrax?
Yeah,
okay, I didn't defend. Okay, listen, I didn't defend Cyrax. I hated Marty because.
I actually saw a guy the other day who looked just like Cyrax. Like, imagine if Cyrax was not like deformed. Imagine if he looked like. I saw a guy who looked just like him. He was really short, really skinny. He had like the big round head, but he looked normal. If Cyrax came out looking normal and had a normal IQ and had hair and had normal shoulders and stuff, but he was just like a really short, small guy. He even had like a similar kind of voice, but it was just like it freaked me out. It was like I was looking at Cyrax, but like through like a magic mirror or through a magic window. You know what I mean? It was like an alternate reality version of Cyrax. It's like if Chance Wilkins was like a cool, smart guy. It was just so weird seeing him.
I think Cyrax is a piece of he's gross. I didn't know the whole lore, but
Foodie is the
I didn't
OG.
like Marty because he was like just exacerbating everything.
Foodie is the OG of Lolcows. She's the OG of KGs.
So I said something about Marty. It came out that I'm defending Cyrax and blah blah blah.
I think they are.
Cyrax.
To
I
be
think
fair,
he's disgusting for what he did.
She did defend him. Yes, she did. She did.
Since when did Foodie think PDF files were disgusting?
Hey, welcome
She
to Lady Night Hawk.
called
Good to
Joe
see
her
ya.
internet husband, stalked a 15-year-old boy to the point where his dad had to call the police on her, drooled over a child who flashed her on Omegle.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is some history that I was not around for. Let's actually go back and hear this. All right, so this is some history about Foodie. She's always had a questionable history associated with people of questionable character. And I will say this, I don't believe in guilty by association, but I think there's a difference between association and defending. It's one thing to associate with somebody and you don't know everything about them. That happens sometimes. Like if somebody in the chat ends up being some kind of a weirdo or a creep, like nobody knew, right? It's not your fault that you were in the chat with them. But if you know somebody's a creep and then you defend them, that's different. Sorry. So with that out of the way, let's hear what Foodie has to say.
When did Foodie think PDF files were disgusting? She called Karate Joe her internet husband.
Karate Joe was a member of Foodie's chat. He was a contributor, financial contributor. Used to donate a lot of money, and he later was found out to have had some kind of really terrible sex crime charges against him. I don't know the full details, but that's what I heard at least. And but I believe he's dead now, so it is what it is.
Stalked a 15-year-old boy to the point where his dad had to call.
And now this is a story I never even heard before. But if this is true, this is crazy. That she stalked a 15-year-old boy? What the hell are you doing, Foodie?
Called the police on her, Drooled over a child who flashed her on.
Drooled over a child. I could believe that. I remember when she was hiring that male prostitute.
Omegle, don't suddenly act above it now, Foodie.
I didn't like what Marty was doing because then Marty, like, he went and did the same thing to me. Like, he doxed my family. He was sending male escorts to my mother's house. Like, don't come, why come from my mom, you know? So I had to get the FBI involved and everything, and they told him to stop. And he was like just being really fucking low, and I didn't like some of the things he was doing, like just like, you know, I don't know. Anyway,
you said you had a period of life where you're on some hardcore drugs. You got some really nice teeth right there. Are those implants?
Really nice teeth, he says.
No, my teeth are hideous. Look it.
She's still missing some mother.
Yeah, Pete's. That's a. Thank you. Thank you. I you know, I won't. I'm not the kind of person who makes accusations without proof. But if some weird charges came out about Pete's, I would not be surprised. Like, I can't prove anything. I don't know anything. I'm not going to allege anything. But I would not be surprised if we learned something about that guy.
I'm here. But I feel like Foodie Beauty showing her face online, being a large woman, is kind of like the target of harassment. And then when you fight against harassment, you overreact and you dox people and call them Harambe.
Yep.
I didn't call her Harambe.
Let me clear that up for anybody not aware. Marty tried to get her mom's car towed, and the only reason Foodie cared was when Marty started threatening the people who donated money to her. She didn't care about her mom. She only cared because her finances might be affected.
Is that
what's really?
Call her cold.
That's a good way to put it.
I've done really bad things in retaliation. You're right, because like, you know, and I'm still, Rings, you know about this, or like Boogie, like responding to the haters. It'll ruin your channel. Like,
I don't think he paid though. That's the thing though. He didn't pay. He just sent them over there and said you're going to get paid afterward. But I like how you think.
Oh yeah, they only got
Hold on. Was Keem just drinking out of a bottle of liquor? What was that? What did he just have there? What is that in his hand?
I've done that.
What is that he's got in his hand there?
Really?
Call her cold. Apparently we're monkeys too.
I've done really bad things in retaliation. You're right, because like, you know, and I'm still, Rings, you know about this, or like Boogie, like
he just poured himself a shot of whiskey during the middle of the show. Isn't this show filmed during the middle of the day?
Like, responding to the haters, it'll ruin your channel. Like, I think I could have gone a lot further on YouTube if I.
And the way he poured that shot, that's somebody who pours a lot of shots. That's not somebody who that's not a special occasion. That is, I mean, and I'm not going to criticize somebody for drinking, but I don't know. That seems like very serious drinking to just pour shots out of nowhere.
I hadn't spent so much
time.
They
only got
giving my haters life.
Yeah, it was the people in the comment section, not us responding to them.
I
Take
agree
responsibility.
No.
It's apple juice.
Look at the Slayton sisters, for example. Slayton.
Well, 6 p.m. All right, 6 p.m. I guess that's not too early. I mean, he doesn't seem drunk, to be fair. So maybe it's only his first or second.
Just had a terrible, boring ass channel, but they got a TLC show because they didn't have as many haters.
So
How much money did the T picture get you?
actually, I was making like enough that I had to like declare it on my bankruptcy.
So she made enough money doing porn that she had to declare it on her bankruptcy. Look how happy and excited she is to be able to talk about how she made money selling her pornography. And I'm not here to judge people morally. You know, if somebody sells pornography, if that's your career, it's your career. It is what it is. I'm not trying to make a moral judgment. But what I am saying is that Foodie is genuinely happy and excited that she was able to sell her porn. Like it validates her in her mind. She feels validated as a sexual person. At least that's what I think she feels, because she was able to actually get somebody to pay for her pornography. Like look at her face. She seems like actually happy about this. Let's go back and watch this. Look at her face. See how now she's like not that excited. Well, look how her face totally changes.
I agree with
responsibility.
No, but I agree with her because look at the Slayton sisters, for example. Slayton sisters had a terrible, boring ass channel, but they got a TLC show because they didn't have as many haters.
All right, now watch how her face changes.
How much money did the picture get you?
Actually, I was making like enough that I had to like declare it on my bankruptcy. Like I was making like, I don't know, I was making like 900 a week or something.
900. I don't like, okay, what, for 1 week? I do not believe that Foodie made 49,000, or excuse me, $50,000. I can't do the math. I don't believe that she made $50,000 in 1 year from selling her porn. I don't believe that. I don't believe she made $1,000 in 1 year selling her porn. If she even that $900 sounds fishy to me, and no pun intended, but there's something very fishy about that, about what she's saying here.
On OnlyFans?
Okay.
It's not bad. I only posted a few feed pictures because people would message me and talk to me and like, you know.
Yo, what is up with a bunch of white women becoming Muslim in Canada? It's like a big thing.
Because they look like Razorback there.
I don't know if that even makes sense, but that cracked me up.
Well, I married a Syrian man.
You know what it is? I think there's a lot of Middle Eastern men who want Canadian citizenship. I think that's what it is, Keemstar. I don't think it's the women becoming Muslim. I think it's that these women, that some of these guys are looking for citizenship, so they'll just find any woman and they'll just be like, hey, yeah, let's get married, but you have to become Muslim for us to get married.
And I, you know, live between, I come to Kuwait and go back to Canada, come to Kuwait, go to Thailand, go wherever I want to go, but
Oh, so you live between Canada and Kuwait now? You don't feel comfortable lying to these people about having permanent
That's
residence
interesting.
in Kuwait now? Afraid they'll be asking you questions?
right now I'm in Kuwait with him, and
That's actually a good point. Feeders are weird, and feeders, at least some of them, have a lot of money because they throw money at some of these feedies and stuff. So you know what? It's possible that she had some feeders who did pay her pretty well, at least for a period of time. But those feeder types are very fickle. Like if they don't get exactly what they want, they go find somebody else because there's no shortage of women who are willing to eat on camera for money.
yeah, I don't even know if he would approve of me being on here.
You're
but,
where?
I do my own
You're
thing.
where?
So you leave and admit Salad doesn't know you're on there.
Welcome in,
I would
Sherry.
worry
See,
less about him
333.
approving you to be on the
Good
show
to have you
and
back.
more about passing your nudes around and offering to blow people.
She's in
I'm in
Kuwait.
Kuwait.
What was that last comment? Oh, wow.
She has, I think, the same sort of same sort of history as Wings in terms of having a ton of hate. She has a ton of channels that cover her, but that's exactly why she's so good as a Lolcow.
Oh,
it would
yeah,
bring
that's a
so
crazy
much
story.
viewership. That said, a lot of people hate her, so that's difficult.
Yeah.
And so that's a thing. But also, I think the only other difficult thing would be, and maybe she could say something to this if she wants, it might be hard to work with her. Like, I think she's nice, but she's very used to doing her own thing. But if
Is that something she told him recently, or is that something she told him a while ago? Because I could believe she told him that recently. Because she can talk all she wants about being a married Muslim woman. But the way that she just gets on here and just talks about how excited she was to make $900 a week selling nudes is that, I mean, like somebody in the chat pointed out, she thinks that because the videos are no longer for sale, that somehow it makes it so it never happened, which is doesn't even make any sense.
if she was easy to work with, I think she could bring a ton of viewership and a ton of coverage.
Wait, Foodie Beauty, here's the real question. Is the guy
Oh,
that you're
wow.
currently dating that you're married to?
Wow.
Is he a feeder? Does he feed you? He wants you plump?
No.
Wow.
Oh, quite the opposite. He said he was
Oh,
repulsed
okay.
by women over 200 pounds, so there's that. Instead of feeder, try grape fantasies.
I usually go easy on Salah, but yeah, just being straight up here, I don't think he's a feeder. I remember that for a while he talked about how he said he wanted to help Foodie lose 100 kilograms. And Foodie herself said she wants to lose 100 kilograms, which is 220 pounds. So, but he did say he does not like skinny women. He says to him, and this is Salah's words, He says, to me, they are disgusting. That's what he said to Kay Bella. He said the very skinny to him are disgusting. That's what he said. But he said, at least I can carry you. That's what he said about Kay Bella. At least I can carry you. And when Foodie said, would you save me if I drowned? He said, how?
No, he likes. He said he likes fat but not obese. Yes, he did before, yeah. But it was like on text message because he was into some freaky stuff that I'm not. I'm vanilla.
Okay, like I can believe that she's willing to get down on her knees, but she couldn't get back up. She would need him to pull her back up.
Like totally vanilla. And when you come from a sexually repressed religion, that's what happens. It has to come out. I don't know.
Do not blame Islam for your fake husband wanting to great Christian.
Yeah, and Foodie, that's another thing too about Foodie. The way she makes excuses for everything just based on her emotion at the moment. Like, if somebody else did that, she'd be saying, oh, that's disgusting. How could he say that? Oh, he's a terrible guy. But because her husband said it, well, you know, he is very repressed because of his culture, and it's normal for him to. She just goes with whatever she wants in the moment. She's a total hypocrite. There's no consistency.
In women and defecate on them. The nerve of this cow.
So that's come out that Foodie Beauty's husband is into some pretty crazy
Makes
things.
sense.
Right. Yeah. I was mentioning that a second ago, like a pet fetish, apparently.
Yeah.
Parties.
What
No. Well,
Degrading fetish.
she's not, but compared to Foodie, she is. Like Salah said. He said, at least I can lift you. At least I can carry you. That's what he said.
That's why you don't want to. I guess you don't want to do that with your wife because you respect her. But somebody like a cheap, like somebody you see as cheaper, just a pastime, you know, using them as a human toilet. It's like a fetish, you know. I don't know.
He sees someone cheaper using them as a human toilet. It's like a fetish. Foodie, you're making it worse. Describing your husband as a feces fetishist or whatever you call that. That makes it sound even worse when you describe it that way. Just saying.
I don't.
So you picked your love, pick it up and throw it at your husband?
I think she throws it at her husband every day, but he does his best to not catch it.
Is this your way of saying that you allow your husband to pick hookers up to shit?
No. I don't allow that. That happened once. I was supposed to be moving back to Canada. He was very funny. He's a young guy.
It's even worse.
We're talking about Becky.
It wasn't a.
I don't know. She was a abuser.
So somebody pooed on you, R. Kelly style?
No, nobody. No. That's why he did it with someone else because he didn't want to even admit that he had that fetish, especially with his wife. And I'm not into that stuff.
So he didn't want to admit he had that fetish to his wife. So he just told it to some random girl who he knew for like 24 hours. I love her logic. He had this disgusting fetish, but he couldn't tell his wife, but yet he could immediately tell it to some random woman he knew on the internet for a few minutes. But he couldn't tell. Foodie, you are so full of crap. And that's why Salah loves you.
So, no, I mean,
yeah,
I'm dominant, he's dominant.
So it was a little poo.
Yeah. He's probably 40 something.
Do you know anything about Carabella?
Kai Bella.
Yeah, Kai Bella.
Yeah, that's the person that it happened with.
Like, what is that goes through a woman's mind when a
He
man
wouldn't
goes,
even
"I'm
crap
gonna
on
hit
her."
you and you agree to it. Like, I don't think I could ever agree to that.
Well, she didn't. He did it behind her back while asking Kay Bella how much she made and invite.
Then you should start a Twitch channel and you can make like $1 bazillion in donations. You don't even have to get naked or anything. Just talk to the guys in the chat and just play dumb and they'll just send you money. Like, I know it's not that easy. I know you have to like put on a whole personality, but there seriously are like women on, well, not just women, but there are people on Twitch who put on like all kinds of filters and artificial avatars, and they play like the role of like an anime girl, and there's these like weird guys who just send money. So whatever.
Invited her to come to Kuwait while Foodie was gone in Canada.
I just starfish and that's it.
Why are you addicted to this show?
I just starfish and that's it. I love how I will say one thing about Foodie. Respect her for coming up with the term starfish, because it is a really accurate and descriptive term for what she does. At least I would assume it is.
You've been popping up. Like, what's your hook here?
Because she fell everywhere else.
Honestly, I'm entertained by the dynamic of you and Boogie and Wings, you have a good dynamic going, and I just like listening to the banter when I'm like doing dishes or whatever I'm doing.
I hear you.
And I'm a Lolcow, like a huge one, and I don't know, I can relate on some degree, you know?
I hear you. I hear you, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Foodie Beauty will bring her back in the future unless there's any more allegations.
Your sciatica comes and goes, right?
Beauty, like episode. All right,
Oh, God.
Okay, that was an edit from No, I Don't Think So. And now I've got the follow-up to that. Let me put the link to it one more time. I have the follow-up to that. We just saw this. And now Foodie is going to claim that she was violated. Yes, those guys on that channel, they violated her. Hijabba the Hutt was violated because apparently they talked to her about her nude pictures. I don't know exactly what happened, but she says they violated her. Let's hear her version of it. Let's see here. Oh, I'd want to cover the grocery shopping live stream too. But let's do this one real quick. Where she does this she does this whole fake crying thing.
Smoking, so.
Okay, so right after she did that video, Foodie then came on air and pretended to be all depressed and does this whole big video here.
Which I never do.
Claiming to be violated.
I'm not okay. I feel like, I kind of feel stupid for doing this and like questioned if I should, but I feel like in the end, I think it's like really important for me to express my feelings because I think that they're valid, and I guess I didn't think that they were before.
Oh, here come the theatrics. What's this really about, Foodie? Are you trying to play victim before Salah finds out what was really discussed on that podcast? Bet you never told him you gave them the green light to look at your nudes or offer to blow them while sitting there smiling from ear to ear.
Okay, here goes. I was actually like watching a YouTuber live stream.
Foodie looks fake and nasty.
She's pretty like infamous for being controversial, and she was recently on the Lolcow Live. Like she was kicked off of Lolcow Live, and she was ranting about.
Hey, I plan to do more streaming. I don't know if it's going to be twice every week, but that's my goal is with my new schedule as it changes. Next month, hopefully I'll be having more time regularly, and I'll be able to start doing like twice a month thing. But we'll see how it goes. I also want to try to get. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to do, but I don't want to just talk out of my butt and not actually get it done. So when I have it done, then I'll let you know.
Oh, Keemstar in the show on a live stream.
Let me turn this up.
No. Let's get the timeline of events straight here before you try and twist things. You went on Lolcow Live one day. The day after, Grace did the live stream that you're talking about. The day after Grace's live, you were watching Lolcow Live all night. You were in the chat being nasty to people.
So apparently, the day after Foodie did that Lolcow Live panel, she went on to the chat the next day and was really nasty, insulting people, eat a donkey drink, maybe? Eat a donkey drink? Eat a dumb shinobi? Ain't no one here being living animals? Rewind? I don't know exactly what she's saying, but apparently she's being nasty to people.
At one point, Boogie offered you to join the live stream. Your response? I can't tonight, maybe tomorrow. So shut the f up with this BS.
I was fine. I was like, big fan of the show. I was like,
she was a big fan of the show.
Tonight, I was talking to people on like the docket team.
It's good to be back, Lady Night Hawk,
and talking with them again and doing a show in the future.
It would be. I hope I can do it.
And I didn't expect this to happen. Something.
Elizu, tonight we're just catching up with Foodie, but I think next week we're going to finally get back to Anna. There is so much Anna content, but I'm just using tonight just to catch up on Foodie. But I think next week, or next episode, I should say, rather. We'll see. We're going to have a bunch of Anna.
Like a ton of bricks. Like it just like smacked me in the face.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
She was saying how wrong it was for them to be passing around my OnlyFans nude photo and like making fun of it.
Keemstar clearly asked.
So she's saying So Foodie's saying how terrible it was that they passed around her OnlyFans photo and they made fun of it. They passed it around. They asked if they could look at it. They didn't have to ask. It was publicly available. They could have just looked at it anytime they wanted. But they were respectful, Foodie, and they said, hey, do you mind if we look at this picture here? And she was like, no, go ahead. It's okay. And now she acts like, oh, they violated me.
Cheerfully gave. Sounds to me like she's more upset about the fact they weren't drooling
Exactly.
over her. It's not just Gorlworld that has eyes, Foodie.
And here's why. So basically,
Welcome in, Pussy Go Lightly.
At the time, I consented.
I love
to
your
that.
avatar. It's adorable.
When I went on the show, they asked me, like Keem was looking at his phone.
Everything
and
is well.
he
Hope you're
asked
doing
me,
well.
Like, do you mind if I look at your vagina? Like, basically like that. Can I look at the picture? And it's like he was probably already looking at it because he was like.
He was probably already looking at it. Why? Because you think he wants to see it? Was that what you think, Foodie? You think that all these guys are just desperate to look at your business? Because your business is less attractive than Salah's business, and believe me, nobody's buying that.
Looking at his phone.
Wild assumption to make about someone.
I was kind of caught off guard, so I said yes. I said, yeah, go ahead, look at it. I think what Grace said hit me because I don't think I fully processed it. So they looked at the picture.
I don't think I fully processed it. What, is she claiming now she's too low IQ to understand what it means? May we look at your naked picture? Yeah, it took me time to process that. I couldn't understand when they asked they could look at my nudes.
It was a picture of my nether region from my OnlyFans, and they basically like passed it between Keem and Wings.
They basically just passed it between Keem and Wings. How did they pass it? They weren't even in the same room. They passed it between. She's acting like it was a high school, like, oh, these boys in the locker room were passing around my naked picture.
And that loudmouth Tina, they were all making fun of it as if like if we saw them naked, we wouldn't be gagging. But anyways, I realized whenever Grace said that, like how wrong it was that they were doing that to a woman. I felt I felt violated in a bad.
I felt violated. Like how wrong that they could do that to a woman. I love how she tries to pull the woman card. Like she feels any kind of kinship or respect toward any woman on the planet, toward any other woman, and she's gonna act like, how could they do that to a woman?
And what I'm really, really angry at is myself. And you know why? Because it makes me realize, it brings me back to 3 years ago that I let men violate me. It
brings me back to 3 years ago when I let men violate. Foodie, you don't make any sense. This was your OnlyFans. You were smiling and laughing about how you made $900 a week, and you were all excited. And now you're, I let men violate me. Trigger warning, hypocrisy. If anybody's triggered by hypocrisy, this stream might upset you.
People access my body that didn't deserve it.
So now you let Keemstar violate you?
People that access you're right. They didn't deserve it. They deserve much better. And I'm glad you finally feel some sympathy for all those people who got stuck having to look at your body. It's about time, Foodie. About time you had some sympathy for other people. They did not deserve to look at your body. I agree. Nobody deserves that. That's a fate worse than death.
It brings me back to 3 years ago that I let men violate me. That I let people access my body that didn't deserve it.
And now you let Keemstar violate you? Gall, you are so used to lying about people without any consequences. You are playing with fire here. Keemstar could easily come after you for this and he would be in the right.
I just feel really gross. I feel dirty and I feel just mad at myself that
she feels dirty. Well, that's because you don't wash.
In this instance, when that was happening, and so many fucking times in my life, I never stood up for myself. I don't give a fuck about myself.
I never stood up for myself. I'm such a shrinking violet. I never stand up for myself. I just let everybody pick on me and insult me, and I just take it. And I never stand up. What is it? Who does she think's believe? Okay, let me point this out. I know that there's always lurkers and people watching the replay. I am not so stupid to believe this. This is for the Beezers. That's who Foodie does this for. You're probably thinking, who's stupid enough to fall for this crap? The Beezers. There are some intelligent Beezers, but they don't last for long. The Beezers who are still left are slow on the uptake. That's how I like to describe them.
I don't care enough about myself. I don't care about my health. I hurt myself every day.
And what about your husband?
I hurt myself every day. I thought you called that self-care. What you call self-care is hurting yourself. What you call hurting yourself is exercise, and you don't do that.
You're so concerned about covering your own ass, but what about your
Yes,
husband that you
Nirvana,
completely
great
threw
point.
under the bus, gave people permission to share your nudes and talked about his fetishes behind his back, without
Yes.
even knowing what fully happened on that podcast? He said he never wanted you return.
That is a great point, talking about his fetishes behind his back. He did never publicly release any of that information. That was publicly released by somebody who leaked that information. So for Foodie to go around repeating it publicly is kind of disrespectful in a way. Whether or not, you know, it's what he said was good or bad or acceptable or unacceptable, it's not right that she goes around, you know, sharing it with everybody without, you know, even asking him if he's okay with that, right? So I think that's worth pointing out.
Turn to it, but instead you go behind his back again and say maybe I'll come tomorrow. We all know it's a fake marriage, but you can at least pretend to have some sympathy for him after what you did to him.
So of course I let others hurt me. I don't care. And honestly,
See, that was Boogie's punishment for faking cancer. Now we finally know how to get him to not fake cancer again. You're like, Boogie, if you fake cancer again, we got a whole album of Foodie's pictures.
it is gross for men to treat women that way, especially a woman wearing a hijab.
You're right. It's gross for men to treat women that way, to ask their permission to look at their pictures. It is disgusting, chauvinist, misogyny to ask permission to look at a pic. Absolute disgusting. Ugh.
Don't get it twisted. You followed the show for months and fantasized about being on it. You knew exactly what you were stepping into. What was gross on that podcast was how the woman in the hijab acted during it.
And you know, the worst part is I didn't tell Salah the full extent of it. I think that he just like basically kind of glossed over it, because I think if he really listened to everything, he would just...
He glossed over it? You glossed over it when you told him about it. Everything is always someone else's fault.
He was mad enough. He wasn't happy that, number one, I did that behind his back and I went up on a panel with other men.
He wasn't happy. Okay, I love how she points out he wasn't happy that I went behind his back and went on a panel with other men and talked sexually explicitly. That is like, I don't know how they decide like the severity of different blasphemies or sins in Islam, but I know that's a sin. That's not allowed. Like a hijabi woman, hijab of the hut here, she's not allowed to talk sexually to other men. Like that's considered very disrespectful to her marriage. And especially like not even tell her husband either. Like this is just absolutely unacceptable by any standard of Islam that I'm aware of.
And that, I don't think he realized like the full extent. I basically just glossed over it and was like, well, he's gonna know now.
Ooh, I did not know that.
I had to tell somebody.
Probably
like,
way
nobody
prettier
I
too.
know is like awake. I just feel gross. Like I feel gross, and I just blocked everybody from that side of things, and it's just, I don't know.
Hey,
It's just
Hippie Easter,
really
good to see
a
you.
dumb thing for me to do.
Absolutely,
And
welcome
I take
in.
responsibility for doing that. I was really caught off guard when I went up there, and the first thing.
Hey, Takes the Cake Pondu, welcome in. Good to see you. And Hippie Easter also, if you didn't hear me there, welcome in. And welcome to Eddie Lurkers. Everybody, I should say this more often, but everyone, please click that like button if you're enjoying the show. It helps out tremendously. And did you know that I want to say like barely half of my viewers are subscribed? I looked at the statistics the other day. So if you're not subscribed to the channel and you enjoy these streams and you enjoy this content, or you at least, or if you really hate it, and you hate it so much that you just love to hate watch it, then be sure to subscribe so you can get more of it.
Thing they asked me was like, can I see your vagina? You know, like it was just really, I don't know. And I know those pictures are on the internet.
It was just really like, I don't know. It was just really like asking consent. It was, you know, I don't know. It was like that.
Forever, you know, I'm just like really mad at myself that I didn't value myself more.
I'm mad at myself that I didn't value myself more. $900 a week? I think you valued yourself too little too much.
I guess, I don't know. So I really didn't even, the thing is like, I know people are going to say, well, you didn't feel that way the time that you were up there. I don't think I really realized how I felt about it. I just kind of went with the flow for the show and thought, okay, it's just comedy. It's my pictures are out there anyways on the internet. They're going to see them anyways. You know, you probably.
So I love how she says this. Totally contradicts her whole point about how she was violated. Okay, so she starts off the video saying, "Oh my God, I was violated. How could they do that to a woman? Expose her. Expose me. It's so horrible. I hate myself for how I allowed myself to." Okay, so now let's listen to what she says now.
Say, well, you didn't feel that way the time that you were up there. I don't think I really realized how I felt about it. I just kind of went with the flow for the show and thought,
I just kind of went with the flow for the show.
Okay, it's just comedy. My pictures are out there anyways on the internet.
It's just comedy. My pictures are already out there on the internet. So how did your feelings do a complete 180? Because that is the complete opposite of what this video is alleging.
You're going to see them anyways. You know, you guys probably don't even know who this Grace person is. Yeah, it was kind of bombarding and, you know, just, I think maybe just really inappropriate for a married man to ask like a hijabi woman that. And
it's inappropriate for a married man to ask a hijabi woman that. You're right, it is. For both of you. For both of you, Foodie. How dare you try to insinuate that somebody else is the bad guy for asking you a question when you were flattered to get the question and you were only upset because he didn't like he wasn't happy with with what you showed him. Foodie, your hypocrisy knows no bounds. Trigger warning hypocrisy, because that is probably the most offensive thing about this show.
Inappropriate for me as a hijabi.
And also, I love how she doesn't show her picture. She just shows this picture of this cat food because their crying is so freaking fake that she knows if she put herself on camera, it's all we would notice is how she's fake crying. So she doesn't even put her face on camera intentionally.
To be like, I guess, you know, look at it, whatever. I really didn't really know what to say, you know. I guess I was also in a bit of disbelief, like, what? Like, somebody like Boogie is making fun of my private parts? Like, what? You know, I was just, like, cleaning up. I couldn't sleep. Salah, of course, is sleeping. Like, I was up listening to the show. That's the thing.
Okay, so finally, here's some clip of food. Oh, I take it. You know what? I got to apologize. This is a clip from another channel, so it's possible she did have some of her face showing. But now that you can see her face, you can clearly see there's absolutely no tears. She actually looks really high. Like, I know out in Kuwait they don't have weed, but she looks high, doesn't she?
Teardrop. It's like nobody cares about anyone feels online. Like, I feel like I just need to take a break from the internet because it's just all about entertainment. I just don't.
I love that. I need to take a break from the internet because it's all just entertainment. Yeah, right. Entertainment. So traumatizing.
I feel really good right now. I just feel like gross.
I love how now she feels gross. At least she finally managed to come up with a couple tears. Took her long enough. Now she feels gross. She didn't feel gross when she took those pictures. She didn't feel gross with that Easter special, which was as much fun as being crucified. She didn't feel gross when she lied about her marriage and abused her pets. But now she feels gross because a bunch of losers on the internet were not attracted to her disgusting bits and pieces.
How wrong it was for them to be doing that.
How wrong it was for them to be doing that. The complete lack of any awareness and any responsibility. It was so wrong for them to do that.
To be passing around my pictures and making fun of it. And it makes me feel violated.
Makes me feel violated. She looks like such a liar. Look at that face. Doesn't this look like, this is Smugtall. People talk about Smugtall. This is the smuggest, most lyingest face that we've seen since 5 minutes ago.
You know, I think because I'm Lolcow status that people think that it's okay to just like do whatever. And I know I said yes, go ahead, you know. And that's why I feel mad at myself for allowing that.
That's why I feel mad at myself for allowing Foodie, you're mad at yourself. So you're making a whole video attacking other people because you're mad at yourself? How does that make sense?
Like people to do that to me.
She's mad at yourself, people to do that to me. So you're mad at yourself because you let, what?
Me, like he was really mad at me because I went behind his back when he was sleeping. They asked me up, like I was.
Oh, I love it now. At the very end, she throws it in. This is the part where she actually kind of gives the little bit of honesty that it's because Salah was upset.
Me, like he was really mad at me because I went behind his back when he was sleeping. They asked me up, like I was awake, you know. I didn't want to wake him up for that.
I didn't want to wake him up for that. I didn't want to wake him up and ask him if he was okay with me embarrassing him. I figured much better to let him sleep through that, and then, you know, when he wakes up, he could be surprised with it, right? Much better.
Because in his culture, it's not about them wanting me or whatever. As
eventually
a
she
woman
found
in his
one.
culture, I shouldn't have gone up there,
right,
with other men to talk about those things. But 3 years ago in my culture, this would have been totally normal, And I think I just had.
What was that, Foodie? Hold on a second. Let me catch up on the comments real quick. Yeah, learn how to act better, Foodie. If you're gonna act, at least be a better actor. Oh wow. I think the best thing for Salah's dad, he's so lucky that he probably doesn't really know how to click on all these links. At least I hope. Agreed, Cake Pondu. Like Foodie talks about people didn't deserve her body, and I agree. Only murderers and sex offenders and the most disgusting criminals deserve to see her body. People like Natter. Nobody else should have to see that. So anyway, let's hear what Foodie has to say here.
In his culture, it's not about them.
Oh yeah, now she tries to say it's about Salah's culture. It's not her disgusting behavior. It's actually Salah's backward culture. That's the real problem, according to Foodie.
He was really mad at me because I went behind his back when he was sleeping. They asked me up, I was awake, I didn't want to wake him up for that. Because in his culture, it's not about them wanting me or whatever. As a Muslim woman in his culture, I shouldn't have gone up there.
So in his culture, as a Muslim woman, she shouldn't have gone up there. In his culture, how about as a married woman in any culture? If you respect your husband, you're not going to go up there and say that kind of stuff without talking to him first.
With other men to talk about those things. But 3 years ago in my culture, this would have been totally normal.
Yeah, 3 years ago in your culture, this would have been totally normal to disrespect your husband, disrespect your marriage, disrespect your religion. No, Foodie, it's not normal. Don't blame it on Canadian culture. I think that if I was a Canadian, I would be really offended by that. For her to insinuate that Canadian women, that's how Canadian women are. They take pictures of their privates, they give them out to other men, and then when the men don't like it, they get all offended and claim they're violated. That's normal in Canada. That's our culture here. And Salah doesn't understand our culture.
And I think I just had a moment where I regressed back into that role. So I was in the wrong for even being up.
She regressed. She regressed back into that role of being a typical Canadian woman, one of those disgusting Canadian women. She regressed into her role of being, Foodie, get off it. This is the most hypocritical, egotistical, and just nonsensical video she's put out in a long time. And I'm glad that I'm reviewing this one because this is giving me some real laughs.
There, number one, and consenting to it, number two.
Oh, and if anybody else is getting some laughs, please click that like button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the show if you enjoy it, if you're watching the replay. And thank you to all the commenters, all the viewers, all of the lurkers, anybody watching the replay, the mod squad. You are all very much appreciated. And thank you so much for being here.
I think that they just were looking like the entertainment of it. I don't know, but it's weird for married men in relationships to look at that.
Speaking of married men, you say
it's weird for married men in relationships to look at that. Salah doesn't look at all kinds of porn and weird stuff. Salah has all these weird fetishes, but these guys who asked permission to look at your nudes are the weird ones. Not your husband with all of his weird fetishes that he's too embarrassed to even tell you.
Feel violated after the podcast for what you shared, but what about your husband? You don't think he would feel violated if he knew that you shared his deprived fetishes on a podcast without his consent?
I feel like I do need a good break from the internet.
And you know what, folks? As much as I've loved the show, I am actually pretty tired out. I think I'm going to end this show just a little bit early tonight. I think we had a really good show. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I think it was really a lot of fun. But I have just been running myself ragged these last few weeks, and I think we're probably going to have to cut it just a little bit early tonight. I know you folks have had so much fun, and I've had a lot of fun too. And I will be back next week. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to do more of these. We're going to have more of these fun shows. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's come in tonight. You've been a fantastic audience. We're going to cover more people in the future. It's not going to be just Foodie, but we're mostly caught up on Foodie now. I think next week we're going to get back to the usual suspects, glitter and lasers, and some other interesting people. Agreed, Nutty. I don't think anybody should want to go on there. Oh, welcome in, Angel of Glass. Good to see you. We're running it out right as you get here. I'm tired out, but that's the replays are for, right? Good to see you, Angel of Glass. I'm sure I'll see you next week. Poor me. Exactly. Not normal. Agreed, Pussy Go Lightly. Thank you very much. That's Foodie culture. Good point. Welcome in, Chow Mein. She never left that role. Agreed. Burger King will be Foodie's first love. That's the only royalty she can ever aspire to. All right, everybody. Yes, please. If we can get 47 likes, that'd be awesome. If we can get some new subscribers, that would be awesome too. Have a great night, Fallen Angel, and stay warm tonight, everybody. Please do. Yeah, I'm glad everybody had fun. This show was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun tonight. It felt so good to come back. It felt so good to see everybody again. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you had a good night, and I'll be seeing you all again soon. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Love to everybody. Absolutely. Love everybody, and love yourselves. Love yourselves. Take good care of yourselves. Love your family. Love your friends. Love the people who love you. That's what I'm going to say. Love the people who love you. Bless the people who bless you. And hope for blessings for everybody. At least the people who just the regular, innocent, decent people out there. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all next week. Be safe, everyone. Good night.